Here we go. First one ever. Unbelievable. Here we are. We've come so far. Hello, everybody. How are you guys? Good morning. Doing a little bit of prep here. Here we go. Feels much better. Anyway, good morning, everybody. It's me. You don't maybe know me, but I'm Ben. Good to meet all of you guys. I'm doing a little stream here today. Let me fix it a little bit. There we go. Doing a little stream today to showcase a very interesting product for you guys. It's called Coffee to the Moo. You may have heard of it. You may have not. Wow, I like that glow that we have there. Look at that. How does that... Is that the sun? Brilliant, man. This is probably one of the best setups ever. Anyway, it's a very early morning here today in California. Very, very early. But there is a reason why I have gotten out of bed so early today. I mean, this was my choice, of course, this time. But there's a reason why I've gotten out of bed so early today, and that's because I want to showcase to you guys a product called, of course, Coffee to the Moo. Do they all glow like that? What a brilliant thing. Do they all... Oh, wow, look. They all have a very nice shine to them. I love that. So today we're showcasing this item, as I said, Coffee to the Moo. But what is the product, right? We have a couple different options and boxes that we'll go over. And then, of course, I'll showcase to you guys how the product works, how to use it, etc., etc. So, Coffee to the Moo, currently, I have 4 boxes in my hands. There is Coffee to the Moo, which is a skinny moo. This is mainly meant for fat burning and keto. And I'll go over each of the individual boxes once we get to the point. This is just a rough overview. But this is a skinny moo coffee blend. This is a beauty moo coffee blend with rose collagen inside of it, along with hyaluronic acid, those kind of things. Is it acid? It is acid. Acid sounds scary, but it's actually legit. It works for skin products. It's commonly used in makeup anyway. And lastly, we have Holy Moo, health with brain focus and concentration. So those are the 3 packs that I have, and of course they also have a trifecta pack, which includes all 3 of these boxes, 4 count each, so that you can get a little bit of variety when you order, to kind of try them out, see if you like them, or maybe you have already tried all 4 of them out, and you can't decide which one you want to spend your money on. Maybe the best thing would just be to buy them all, but I understand $90 for a lot of folks might be a lot of money, so the trifecta pack is there in case you want to have all 4 of them. Excuse me, all 3 of them, but 4 in each box. So what is Coffee to the Moo? It's a very simple product, but it's a very innovative product. The story behind how this happened, of course, was I was reaching out to some folks, and we spoke, and they explained to me this pretty unique product. There's nothing that I've quite seen out there in the world of coffee, online shopping, that exists quite like it. But Coffee to the Moo is coffee. It's nitrogen-infused coffee, right? Nitrogen coffee, you've heard about that before, nitro cold brews at Starbucks, they're very popular. But this is nitrogen-infused coffee, but there's kind of a special twist to it, right? Let me show you. So, if I crack one of these boxes open, I've already tried this once, and I quite liked it. But what's interesting about this is they come in these little vials, which is, at first glance, maybe looks weird to you. You might not understand what it is, but I can take this out and show it to you guys. So, what is cool about this? Oof, this one is a little sticky. There we go. So what's cool about this product? What is the sort of uniqueness about it? A lot of folks do like nitrogen coffee, me included. I think nitrogen coffee just kind of feels to me more full. But there's also actual real-life benefits to it. For example, the shelf date of these products. Over 300 days is what they'll last. And the reason why they last so long is, of course, because of the nitrogen infused in it. It pushes all the oxygen out. And if there's no oxygen, bacteria can't grow. So you have coffee that can last you 300 days, which is a lot of time. If you're someone like me who drinks coffee every day, or a lot of other people, it probably won't last you that long. Maybe it will, though. I don't know. But back to the product. So the cool thing about it, right, is they come in these vials, these little canisters. There's a needle at the top. Of course, all the coffee is in here. I'm not sure if you can hear it. There is stuff inside. But what you do, you get it in this little pink vial. They're all different colors, of course. You pull this sticker off. I push down on this, and the coffee comes out of a hole at the bottom. So what we'll do today is, of course, showcase how to use the product. It's like I said, it's not very difficult in terms of how to actually use the product. The product is fairly simple. But before we actually get into that, I just want to talk about the advantages of having something like this, right? I did talk about this last night, and for those who are curious, if you're joining the stream now, or maybe you're seeing this later, there is always going to be times where I'll be streaming, or maybe somebody else as well, maybe 2 days a week. So in case you are missing this one, there's always going to be another one, and we'll try to announce these streams maybe a day or two before, so that you guys can kind of understand when I'm going to be going live, so you can learn more about the product. Anyway, the advantages to having such a small capsule. Why would we maybe go with Coffee to the Moo as opposed to anything else? Well, like I said, there's not really much else on the market that's unique in this kind of manner. There is other options. Instant coffee, right? That's one of the most common ones that you'll see. But the problem with instant coffee is it has coffee grains. It's grained. It's like coffee. It will dissolve in water or milk or anything else. It will do that. But the problem that I personally have found with instant coffee is two things. Number one, shelf date on instant coffee is not as long, but the larger issue, of course, is prepping it. It's not as simple as it seems. The instant coffee, you still need hot water. You can't necessarily use cold because then it won't dissolve, so there's heating the water there. It's almost the exact same thing as making real coffee. The other thing is, though, stirring and mixing. You have to make sure that you get all the grounds stirred, which a lot of times, if you're just doing it with a spoon, it's very difficult. What I'm trying to say is that the prep time for things like instant coffee is not anything easier, in my opinion, than brewing your own cup of coffee, which in itself is also a task. The kind of flex, or the sort of catch-22 with Coffee to the Moo, that rhymed, is nitrogen infusion, right? It's got its own unique thing. Nitrogen infusion coffee is something that's become more popular, I feel like, over the last few years. You always have your essentials, espressos and lattes, but nitrogen infused coffee is just got a different flavor. It feels smoother, and there's a reason for that, of course. That's the nitrogen being added into it. It has a kind of smoother and fuller flavor, but it's also stronger too. It's going to have a much better effect in terms of caffeine and taste. In fact, if I look at the box, which we can go over the box, this is the one I'll be trying today, the Brain Coffee to the Moo flavor, right? It's called the Holy Moo. It's kind of got a funny name, but whatever you wish. But if you look at the boxes, they all kind of talk about what they have inside of them and then what each of them does. But what's interesting to, of course, read about is on the bottom. On the bottom, or I suppose at the back, they have a stat breakdown of everything that they have in the coffee, right? And the ingredients list is fairly simple. Not loaded with a bunch of random stuff. It's water, liquid coffee, huperzine, lion's mane, phosphatidylene. We'll get to all of that stuff later, along with ginseng extract as well. Whom I know a lot of people here know what ginseng extract is. It's commonly found in like Arizona iced tea, for example. But anyway, you go to the caffeine dosage, and per one shot, which is one vial, has 135 milligrams of caffeine. Now, when you break that down into statistics, I'm a guy that typically works out a lot, and so I take pre-workout before the gym. One scoop of the pre-workout is typically 150 milligrams. So one scoop of that is almost equivalent to Coffee to the Moo. In fact, it's a little bit greater, but this is nearly equivalent to that. I don't know what the stat breakdown is from, one cup of coffee, for example, to this, but I have to assume it's better. And I will get more information about that as well. Some of this stuff is a little bit new to me as well. But what I'm trying to say is, comparing it caffeine-wise, it has 135 milligrams of caffeine, which is quite a lot, and it's going to definitely do the job for you if you're someone like me who wakes up very early in the morning and who needs a little bit of coffee to get themselves up in the morning. But of course, like I said, it's a very simple product to use. Even on the back, they do say you have a peel, pump, and enjoy, right? It's not very difficult, like at all. It's a very simple product to use. So anyway, we'll go through this product since we're going and trying this product first. And then, of course, we will showcase the other products. But for now, I want to go ahead and cover this box particularly. We're going to try the coffee out. I do have a little bit of my favorite ingredients. Have a little bit of almond milk today. And, of course, just a little bit of milk that we'll add in as well. I'm just that kind of coffee drinker. I have to have a little bit of creamer, I have to have a little bit of milk, and maybe a little bit of sugar as well. But speaking of sugar, let's go over now the nutritional value for each of them. We'll cover them all. They're all roughly the exact same, but we're still going to kind of get to that in a little bit. So for a lot of these, they're almost the exact same nutrition value as regular coffee, right? This per shot has 13 calories. One thing I will say as well, it's very nice that we get an exact measurement of calories. I know there's fitness freaks out there, for example, or people who are they're very inclined to watch their own weight, where perhaps weight really does make a big difference. So 13 calories is probably the exact number. You never really see 13. It's always 15 or 10 or decibels of, integrals of 5. So nice to see 13. But if you break down what is exactly in these coffees, 0.5 grams of total fat, which is nice to see. 30 milligrams of sodium, which is equivalent to 1% of your daily intake. Again, sodium for a lot of people. My girlfriend, for example, she has to watch her sodium levels. It's nice to see that this is very low in sodium. And finally, the sugars. Sugars, very low, 0.1 gram of sugar. So again, very nice. You have that base of coffee that you can add this in. And if you need more sugar, you can have more sugar. You can, of course, add more sugar in. And last but not least, cholesterol. 0 milligrams. No cholesterol added. So in terms of base stats, you guys, very similar to real coffee, right? It is real coffee. But just so I'm giving you guys an idea of what you're consuming, very similar. Very similar. And all of them are around the same range. I think the one that's the most calorie dense is the Beauty Moo. Or no, excuse me, the Skinny Moo. Ideally enough, but I can explain the science of that later. Anyway, we'll go to the side of the box now to kind of talk to you guys about what they have on the actual box itself. So this side is essentially saying why coffee to the moo. Well, 100% Arabica coffee bean. I said this yesterday, but Arabica, if you don't know, very nice coffee strain. My roommate, who's kind of a hipster guy, but very included in coffee, he loves Arabica. So if Corey, the hipster roommate, is using it, you have to know it's good. Of course, you also have nitro coffee concentrate with infusion. We spoke about this earlier, why that's important, what's the difference behind that, of course. The patent pending press and drip system. We can put this down and talk about that for a second as well. It does say patent pending, but the whole press and drip system, this is what I was talking about earlier. When you take the vial out yourself, when you take one single vial out, this is what they're referring to, the patent press drip system. And we never really finished the conversation earlier as to why that's so cool. When I make the coffee, I'll explain a little bit more as to why it's kind of something that you don't expect to be a huge selling point, but until you use it, you realize, wow, this is actually very convenient. Premium all natural ingredients. This is also very true. We kind of did a deep dive yesterday, but I can do a deep dive as well. Again, all of the ingredients are naturally found. There's nothing that's like manufactured. Like I said, the ingredients in this, right? It's water, liquid coffee, Huperzine A extract, lion's mane. Lion's mane is a mushroom naturally found, so that's okay. It sounds a little scary, mushrooms being in your coffee, but it's actually not it's not uncommon. A lot of other ingredients and stuff will use different small strains of mushrooms. So don't be scared to hear that there's mushrooms in this, right? Ginseng extract, we spoke about as well, commonly found in things like tea. It's also naturally found. Then you have a vitamin complex. This is probably the most unnatural thing, but that's more because the vitamins are found in these other ingredients. It doesn't mean when they say vitamin complex it's made in a lab. You have things like vitamin A, E, B1, B2, B6, folic acid, and niacin. All of these things commonly found. Nothing is manufactured artificially, which is really nice to see. I guess especially in today's market where a lot of stuff is very saturated. So yes, the box itself is very inclusive. Finally, travel friendly and no refrigeration required. We spoke about earlier how the lifespan on this is 300 days. It was brilliant. Again, you shouldn't need 300 days to consume 12 vials of coffee, but just in case maybe you have a ritual or something where you have one coffee every month, there you go. You're covered for almost the entire 365 days a year. But the other thing is the travel friendly. I have these boxes, all 4 of them. I have all 4 of these boxes. There's another one I can't pick it up. I only have so many fingers, guys. But they're all sitting on my desk here, right? They don't need to be refrigerated. They do not need to be in a cabinet somewhere. They can stay safely on my desk. And the reason I have them there is because, of course, let's say you have a water. I've just woken up not too long ago. Grab the water, grab the coffee, immediately you've got your coffee. So, I mean, it's convenience at its finest, really. On the other side, they break down the ingredients as to what they do. So since we're trying the Holy Moo first, I will go ahead and cover what the three of these main ingredients that they have inside do, and that's very nice as well. The transparency is a good thing. It's very much appreciated. Again, I didn't know what lion's mane was until I looked it up, until I did a little research. But in case you, let's say, don't have access to a computer, phone, however, I'm not sure how you don't have access to that. Maybe you're on a lost island and this is the only thing you have. I hope not, but it could happen. You know, it's happened to many people. If you've seen Lost, the movie, great movie, but it happened to Tom Hanks. What a segue. But anyway, let's cover this. So, lion's mane is supposed to help with memory, focus, and clarity. Huperzine A is supporting cognitive function, and then the B vitamins, of course, that's supporting your nervous system. So like I said, a lot of this stuff is explained directly to you, in case you walk in and you don't know what the product does or what the product is included with. So that's all three sides. Again, they cover the product very, very fully. They even tell you on the very front that it's vegan friendly, gluten-free, non-GMO, and of course, like we said, the nitrogen preservation. Now, the only thing left to do is to show you guys how to use the product, do a little taste test with you guys, and then go over a little bit more of extra details while we drink some coffee. So this is going to be the most fun thing we've done today, I promise you. Unless, of course, you're going to some sort of birthday party, then that might be a bit more fun than this. But it's morning coffee. There's like nothing better than morning coffee. It's like an American tradition. Doesn't really smell like much, actually. Just kind of, you can't really smell it. It's in the plastic already. But just like before. So, and excuse me for the nose, by the way, guys. In California today, it's a little bit, we're going into the springtime, so I have a little bit of allergies. I know it's a bit annoying hearing the sniffling. But anyway, so 12 vials in the box. Very nicely organized. I mean, nothing crazy, guys. It's easy. I'm a very clean guy, so I like the whole simple design. Excuse me again for the sniffling. Man. And of course it happens on this day, of course. I didn't have this problem yesterday. I do have allergies sometimes, though. Maybe the next flavor of Coffee to the Moo is an allergen booster. That would be amazing. I would love that. Or I guess it would be an allergen resistor. I don't want my allergies boosted. Unless that's a thing that you can do. Okay. So, as I said, all the vials, different colors. This one's blue, of course. These are pink vials in here. I imagine if I open this box, it's brown. But since we have the time, let me open it and see, just to confirm. Would you look at that? Brown vials. Brilliant. Color coordination goes very far. So, how do you make it? How do you use it? Very, very simple, guys. So, you have a cup of water. You can add this before as well, or after. I'm just going to add it before because I don't have a sink up here, and I'd rather not leave the stream to go down and grab that. So, you have the water, of course. We'll have it right here. And maybe I can tilt this down just a little bit for you guys so you guys can take a look and see. There you go. So, cup of water here. The very first step, it's probably one of the simplest things, honestly, to use. There's a little small plastic tab that you can peel, just like this. I have big fingers, but even I can grab it once you get a hold of it. There you go. So, you peel this little tab off, and I'm not sure if it's going to show up on camera. There's a little hole you can see right there. It looks like a Target logo. So there's a little tab there. Pull the plastic tab off, and once you have that off, the hole is exposed. Now check the science out of here. You tilt it, right? This way, hole facing, of course, to the water. Like I said, there's a little small blue thing here. And in all the other ones, they have different vials. And like I said, the vial is inside. I take my thumb. You can use, I guess you could do it this way if you really wanted to with one finger. This is probably the most natural and easiest way. Anyway, you push. And that is pretty cool, huh? And it'll do its thing. Make sure the whole vial is gone. There's no need to reuse them. There we go. And I think I just dropped a hair in my coffee. That's not the product's fault, that's mine. I have very long hair, I apologize. That doesn't come with the product. Hair loss does not come with the product. I apologize for that. And I will toss this canister into the trash. I can't believe I made that. Oh, by the way, I saw that we had a follow. Ferrari Advocate. Thanks for the follow. If you actually have a Ferrari, that would be sick. If you could send some pictures, that would be great. What a car. But anyway, now, of course, you have your nitrogen cold brew coffee, right? Typically, this is about how much water I'd recommend. If I had to take a guess, this is probably like 8 to 10 ounces of water. That's probably your range of your most effective range. I guess you could add this to as much water as you wanted to, but 8 to 10 is probably where you can taste the coffee and still not feel like you're completely destroying yourself and losing all the flavor. So once we have that, of course, in We do a little sample taste test before we add the creamer and everything else. And sure enough, of course, tastes like strong coffee. That's of course because of the nitrogen infusion. But what I'm going to comment on before we kind of move forward and add some of the delicious creamers and stuff that we really enjoy is obviously the base flavor taste. Now, you've had strong coffees before in your life where it's infused and it's very, very strong. This is strong, but it's not overwhelming. That's an important factor. It's strong because of the nitrogen infusion, but it's like I said, it's not overwhelming. It tastes very, very good. It has a kind of smooth flavor to it. It tastes similar to the Beauty Collagen one. There's a little difference, mainly being in kind of the strongness. This one, to me, tastes a little stronger. But that's also because I used a half a vial. You shouldn't use half vial, it should always be a full vial. So try to make sure that you're always using the entire vial in one serving of coffee. Anyway, I mean, I suppose you can use half a vial, but you need to use the whole thing in one sitting. Anyway, so the coffee in terms of its flavor, right? If you're someone who is maybe a coffee enthusiast, then you'll like nitrogen coffee. And if you've had it before, you understand the kind of flavor and the dissonance behind it. And this does taste like a very good nitro coffee. It's very smooth, not strong. There's no bitterness to it. And what's nice about it too, there's no coffee grounds, none of that. It's a smooth blend of coffee. And I'm telling you guys, these would be really good. You could put these actually theoretically in the fridge, get them to be nice and refrigerated, or just get some ice in a cup and you already have instant cold brew nitro coffee, which is the way I prefer to drink it. Today I just avoided the ice. I didn't put any ice in there because I wanted a very pure taste test for you guys, just to give you guys an accurate understanding and kind of an accurate taste test of what I'm drinking. And like I said, the color, if it matters to you, black, but there's a bit of a brown mist to it. So in terms of overall quality of the coffee, how good is it? How does it rank? Well, I've compared it to some other competitors. I like it though. I've had it twice now, and I think yesterday I had it with a little bit of ice, and I had obviously a little bit less of the vial, so the flavor was maybe a little bit different. I do recommend using it the whole vial because you get the strongest blend, you get the full flavor of it. But also maybe avoid your first time using any ice. Just have it raw by itself, no creamers added until you have tasted the coffee to see what that flavor feels like. But nitro coffee in general, like I said, very popular. And you know, if you switch it around, as I just did, and it might just be me, to me it tastes a little bit of vanilla. I don't know. I kind of taste vanilla, but I'm not sure if that's me. I think that's just me. But it does taste really good. And I want to preface, I don't like black coffee. That's why I have the almond milk. That's why I have the creamer. So for me to say that something by itself, nitro coffee alone, is good, like something that I would drink, it says a lot, right? Like this is actually not terrible to me in terms of having raw nitrogen infused coffee. So if I'm saying that, then that means quite a bit. We'll go ahead and add some creamer now and then do a little mix in, then do a taste test, and then we'll discuss some more stuff as well. But this is now a bit of an intermission. I don't have any coffee creamer, so I have to use a little bit of almond milk. Oh, I know you guys will love this if I mix the coffee together. The colors blending together. Look at that, man. Look at that. Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, you get yourself some coffee creamer if you like it. But I want to talk about something else now. We've talked a lot about the product itself, what is included in it. But I want to talk about a few things now that probably, to most people, makes the most difference. The thing that is probably the number one influencing factor, which is money, right? So for those who don't know, you can of course check out the links in the bottom if you're interested in buying the products, but all of them are $30, right? Now, to some that might not be anything, to some other people that might be a lot. I want to preface and be honest with you guys. I'm a very kind of frugal shopper. I'm not cheap, but I just don't tend to like to spend my money on a lot of things, right? And there's a reason for that. Spending money is very difficult. So when I see a price thing at $30, of course, you always want to make sure what you're buying is legit. So we're going to have to obviously make a test. Does it pass the inspection? To me, I think it does. And there's a lot of reasons why, right? Number one, if you are a coffee fanatic, you're someone who drinks coffee every single day, and perhaps you are not interested in having that whole process every morning, getting up from bed, trudging down the stairs, making the coffee, waiting for the pot to brew, and after about 10 to 15 minutes, your coffee's ready. If you're like me, you have a really bad coffee maker. I bought a coffee maker for about $10, and you really do get what you pay for. It's not great. It doesn't brew the coffee nice. You take the flavor and enjoyment out of coffee, and you just drink it for the effects, really. And at this point, what's it really doing for you? If you're someone like that, which is kind of close to me, this is perfect for you, right? The ease of making the coffee is very simple. It takes not even a minute, probably 45 seconds. If you really try to do it, you can maybe do it in 30 seconds. I wouldn't advise it because you could get hurt, and then I'm not liable for that, but you could definitely do it. But the point I'm trying to make is the ease of it, right? I got all of my stuff ready for today's stream, got the box prepped, the vial out, and drank this coffee, and had it done in, again, a minute. That's it. That's all it took. I'm also someone who doesn't like hot coffee, right? I like the option of cold coffee. In fact, I kind of prefer coffee cold as much as I can get it. I just realized, by the way, guys, I didn't mix this up, but we should try it now with all the special ingredients added in. It's good, man. It's smooth. It's smooth. It genuinely is a smooth coffee. But as I was saying, I like cold coffee. And I know a lot of people out there, there's like really expensive cold brew press machines that you can get. But I mean, most people are not going to pay for that, right? So again, there's your 10 minutes of brewing your coffee. And then let's say the night before, you forgot to put your coffee in the fridge. And suddenly your coffee is no longer cold. It's now hot. You have to wait for it to be into the refrigerator. It's just the whole process. It's very annoying. It's not as easy as just putting an ice cube in this glass with some water and then putting that in there, and there's your coffee. And I think for a lot of people, maybe more folks who have those full-time jobs where you have to wake up at 6, and if it's a routine where every morning you're waking up, the coffee's getting, kind of bland, or you're forgetting to do that one of these days, it's nice to have this, right? It's nice to have that ease of access. The second most important thing that I think it's important to understand with this is the nitrogen infusion that goes into it, right? Nitrogen infused coffee does have different qualities to it. It's not just regular coffee. Of course it's not. Or else it would be called, instead of nitro coffee concentrate, it would be just coffee. And because of the nitrogen infusion added into it, right, like I said, it gives it that kind of smoother flavor. It makes it taste a little bit stronger. And the kind of catch with nitrogen coffee is getting that balance between putting too much nitrogen in to the point where the coffee is just like too watered down, too kind of full. It feels almost like you're drinking thick milk. Too little nitrogen, where it just starts to taste like regular coffee, and too much like coffee. And at that point, it's just kind of regular. There's no special qualities about it. But with the nitrogen infusion, what's nice about it is it adds that extra flavor to it. Number 3, you get more out of this product than you do regular coffee, right? Like I said, with the coffee to the moo that we tried, the holy moo, right? We can set one of theirs there since we tried it. So, like I said, with the coffee to the moo, what's important, what's crucial to it is the fact that when you buy regular coffee, you get maybe a big thing of this, but the only thing that coffee does for you is, of course, the caffeine. There's no added benefits, there's no added bonus to it. It's just the coffee. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think for almost the same price with what you're getting from a regular 1-month coffee ground thing, you're getting extra effects. And what's nice about it too is it kind of stretches a long span. This is probably the most relevant for most people, right? The holy moo. This helps with concentration, with focus, those kinds of things. When do you typically have coffee? In the morning, before work. And why do you typically drink coffee? Well, to help you wake up. But this would be perfect for focus. You also have, of course, the beauty moo. In case you're someone who needs the collagen, the extra skincare, the extra products, you have that ready to go at all times. And that's probably the second most relevant one to people. Again, this is kind of based upon what you need. I don't like to use the word relevant because everyone's case is different. But of course, maybe you need the skinny blend, which would be here. Oh, that's a trifecta pack. You didn't see nothing. You saw nothing. Maybe you need the skinny pack, right? For keto, for losing weight, and for fat burning. Again, guys, it's all relevant to your needs, to what you need in your life, which is very nice because the product genuinely does kind of cover all of those bases. And if you get these today, the products through, there's a $3 coupon. So if we break all the mathematics down, it's $27 for 12 vials. That averages out to about $2 per 1 cup of coffee. Now compare that to any coffee shop, any coffee place, it's going to be 2 times less inexpensive. You're saving about $4 going this route instead of going out to the store and picking up a fresh, cup of whatever branded coffee you want. And like we mentioned, it does more for you than you know. It gives you all the added benefits, whether it's the beauty one, whether it's the True Moo one, whether it's the Skinny Blend one. There's actual added benefits and effects to it. The last cover point that I want to speak about is also, in my opinion, a very kind of important thing for me and for a lot of other people, is the materials in which that this product is made, right? Now, I want to speak about the fact that it's made of 100% recyclable material. I forgot exactly, I think it's PT and PP is what these tubes and cartons are made out of, right? But what's important is, once you've used the entirety of the product, you've gone through all 12 vials, you've thrown them away into the recycling bin, that's very nice. You know what's not nice is using things like coffee grounds, coffee filters, and throwing them into the trash, where maybe that stuff doesn't get recycled the best that it can be because it's not made from recyclable materials. That's an added benefit, and I think that's something that's important to note because, again, like I said, this is not just coffee. It does a little bit more. It does everything more in all sorts of areas. For yourself, for the earth, it's added benefits where I think that's where that price is worth the value. Okay, that was a big sip. But it's starting to hit. And see, now what I'm tasting, and I'm not sure now if it's the creamer, it tastes like cherry or something. This is the weirdest taste test. I feel like I tasted vanilla than cherry, but that's just the ride of the coffee. But the point I was trying to make is, guys, if the coffee does more for you than just a standard coffee blend will. I think the people, I've spoken with folks that have made this coffee and who are working hard to make this product a real product, and they're stand-up owners. They're very, very nice people. And in terms of kind of their love for their own product and the love for coffee, they love it, man. They want to help people out. That's why they've made the coffee. That's why they've added these kind of things in there. And I think that says something as well. It's nice to put a face behind a brand or a face behind a product, to know the folks that are making the thing that you're drinking are good people, are valuable people that value your time and your health. And that's obviously, that's a pretty obvious thing to see because of all the stuff that they've included inside the product, which I think makes for a really incredible sort of overview. But yeah, in summary, I think if you're watching this now live, or maybe you're catching up on this stream later and you're still kind of on the fence, what I would say is take advantage of that $3 coupon. It'll be $27, so it's a little bit cheaper. You can try that out. If the price is putting you off, perhaps, again, I think the price is fair, but I know some people out there, this is maybe a lot of money. If it's putting you off, I would still recommend you to try it. Like I said, getting any one of these 3 boxes, you have 12 different vials. That's enough time to see the effects of them. And they could really change your life. Some people might be very responsive to them as well. And other than that, of course, you might really enjoy the fact of how easy it is to use and how much time you might save in the morning. I know that there's a lot of people out there, right, here in California. They wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And the last thing, for me included, the last thing that I want to do in the morning when I wake up immediately, especially on a very cold day, because it does get cold here in California, is get up out of my warm bed and go downstairs where it's very cold all the time, summertime included. We have marble floors, so if I'm not wearing socks, it's game over. But that's the last thing I want to do, is walk down the stairs when it's very cold and make an entire cup of coffee and have to wait longer than I need to. I'm impatient and I want my coffee immediately. Well, that's what's kind of nice about this, right? I just told you guys I can keep this over here to the left of me on my desk. I guess that's to the right of me. That's very difficult with the orientation of the video. But what I'm saying is you can keep this to the right of you on your desk, on your dresser. If you have a little cup of water, prep that in the morning or at the night, put that by your desk, and you have coffee instantly. And you can take that coffee and that helps you get up, right? It's those small things, those small details that, again, they seem small when I discuss them, but then when you actually have the product and you're trying it out, you find out these little small nooks and crannies and you're like, wow, this is actually very, very, very convenient. And you can't get this really anywhere else. What I want to also address too, because now we'll go over one final overview of the products, now that we've kind of tried the coffee and I've showed you how to use it, is just covering kind of the last steps, the last kind of basics that we discussed in the beginning of the stream. But there's going to be people that I know are going to be joining in now, or again, if you're watching this later, you might have skipped to this part of the stream. I want to cover one more time how to use this product and the advantages of it, what's inside of it, all of those things a little bit quicker because I've already covered them once. But I want to make sure that everybody's clear about how to use the product and why I think this product is worth your time and it's worth your money, right? So we'll go through this box because we haven't covered these little vials here. We've seen the pink ones, we've seen the blue ones, we haven't seen the nice kind of auburny brown ones, right? But what's important to understand, like the little catch that I did, look at that. How does he do it, man? There's a reason they brought me on for this, you guys. There's a reason. You know, I used to be a track athlete, actually, back in the day. That's a joke. I wasn't a track athlete. Anyway. Everybody's like, who is this guy, man? Just drink your coffee. Anyway. So, like I said, the ease of convenience, how easy it is to use something like this. This is it. Two small things. This you don't even technically need. Well, you do need it, excuse me. But, you know, this is the main event, right? Like I said, patent press system. It's one of the easiest things in the world, in my opinion, to use. I'm not a smart guy, and I figured it out very, very simple, right? You pop it into the vial, pull the plastic off, spin it around, and then, where's your cup? Here's your cup of water, pretend it's water. You push down on this little thing here, you can see it. Push down on this, and it comes straight out into the cup. I think, like I said, guys, in terms of how easy something like this is to use, it's incredibly easy. There's also nothing quite like it, right? To me, I haven't seen something like this, where it's patent press drip coffee. You've seen drip coffee, right? But this is not drip coffee. This is a nitrogen-infused coffee that you have in a vial that you press into your bottle. Drip coffee it's a whole different thing. It's something that I don't think you can compare it to. It's not the same thing at all. But what the advantage of this coffee is, right? Like I said, and again, I apologize for the sniffling in advance. I know it's very annoying, you guys. I have bad allergies. I took a little bit of Claritin to just try to clear it out. But like I said, the advantage to these coffees, right? Like I said, there's of course great flavor. But what's the real selling point? And if you're looking down at the bottom, you can follow along as I cover this one more time, because it's a little bit difficult to show you guys on camera. But there is an advantage to them, of course. Look at the bottom of all the boxes, and what do they say? Skinny Moo, keto and fat burning blend. Collagen one says Beauty Moo, collagen and skin blend. And of course, the Holy Moo, brain and focus blend. It's all right here at the very top. All of the products, they're going to do something for you in the long term, right? And all three of these that they're advertising. Wait, can we do this? Oh, wow. I have 2 towers of coffee. We'll do this for this. Does this look ridiculous, you think? No, this looks pretty cool. Hey, God, I have an idea. I'll push this back so that it's not so in your guys' face. I feel like this is maybe a little bit too much. That's a little bit too much. I apologize. I'll keep... These are the 3 main ones. Anyway, what's important to understand is, though, that all 3 of them do something for you, right? We've covered the Skinny and the Beauty, or the Skinny, the Focus, and the Beauty. But I'm going to go over them again, like I said, one more time. The advantages to each of them. For the Beauty Moo, of course, it's a collagen and skin blend. That thing includes rose collagen, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin C. And then if you flip the coffee to this side, they're very transparent about what is inside the product and what does it do, which is very nice. A lot of products, you can't say the same thing. They'll do workarounds to try to trick you into what's in there, or they'll try to deceive you by saying, oh, it has this, but it's artificial. This is nice to have the transparency. Again, it's the small stuff like this, to me, that makes a product worth it or not worth it. But they'll cover it and say that the Beauty Moo beautifies your skin. It has rose collagen, which supports hair, skin, and nail health. Hyaluronic acid promotes hydrated and glowing skin. And vitamin C supports the immune system and collagen production. And like we covered, everything that's in these coffees is naturally found. If you read the ingredients list on the back, we can go again with the Beauty Moo. Water, liquid coffee concentrate, rose collagen peptides, vitamin C, sodium hyaluronate. All of those things found either in the product itself naturally, or they're naturally found out in the world. There's no artificial creation there. What's nice to know as well, it has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ingredients. That's it. That's nice to know. That's very nice to know. Sometimes you'll see on the back of these, there's a huge label. It'll be the entire side of this with a bunch of stuff that they've added in to make it feel or taste like something that it's not. These folks, they don't make it taste like something that it's not. They fully tell you straight up, it's nitrogen-infused coffee with an added benefit of beauty or skin or focus, which is incredibly nice to have. So thank you for being so open about your product. It's very nice. They also have the entire 5-step process of why you should buy it. And I've given you guys some other good reasons. We've already kind of discussed a lot of these products. We've already talked about the patent pending press and drip system. We've talked about the nitro coffee. We have also spoken about the Arabica coffee bean. That's the strand that they're using for their coffee, which is a really good Arabica. I was making the funny story earlier about my hipster roommate who really likes coffee, and he uses Arabica. So if the hipster guy who loves coffee, uses Arabica, you probably, it's probably a good coffee strand to use. And of course, we just spoke about the all-natural ingredients. And I also spoke earlier about the travel-friendly and the no refrigeration required, which I can touch on again one last time very quickly. Like I said, you guys, there's 12 vials. Well, now there's 11 because I had one. No, there's 12 in here. No. Is there? Where did the other one go? Ah, here it is. Don't lose it. There's 12 vials inside, right? It's a box. One of the simplest things to use in terms of how easy it is, and as I said, I keep it on my desk, in my room. My room is probably, 60, 50, 70 degrees. It's not a refrigerator is my point. And I was able to reach over, grab one of them out of the thing, make this coffee very instantaneously, and great results. And that's very nice. We talked about for extensive detail and extensive length of time about how convenient it is to have that and how appreciated and how nice that is. And it's true. We'll cover next the Skinny Moo for you, just to give you an idea of the benefits of it, right? Skinny Moo, keto and fat burning blend. We did also speak about ketosis and keto. Keto has been something that's been blowing up. A lot of people have found out about keto. For those who don't know, right, you have people who have discovered that they respond very well to a small, deficit of carb intake. Some people will take it crazy. I used to be on keto a long time ago. I was at 50 grams of carbohydrates a day, which is nuts because I'm a huge guy. And to eat that little is very small. But the whole point of keto, that's besides the point, is to achieve ketosis in your body. And because of that, it helps you to cut down your fat. Carbs are sometimes loaded with a lot of bad energy or empty energy. And the science behind it is interesting because then by cutting down your carb intake, you are essentially losing some weight. You're going to lose a little bit of muscle. You're going to lose a little bit of fat, but more fat than muscle, right? But what's interesting, what's helpful with this, if you're someone who's interested in getting into keto or just trying to burn a little bit of fat, you don't have to be in keto necessarily, but this is helpful if you are, right? It helps simulate and help you get to ketosis and help simulate ketosis without having to kind of drain yourself and not eat as much. Of course, this isn't going to say you can drink this and eat whatever you like. No, that's not what it's saying at all. But what I am saying is it's going to help push your body along naturally in a nice way to achieve that process and make that weight cutting journey a little bit easier because it is tough. Like I said, you try going on a ketosis diet after eating, chips and donuts for years. It's difficult. I had struggles with it as well. So we'll cover, of course, what's in the Skinny Moo. On the side of the packet, like I said, you can always find what these do. This one says, Skinny Moo is your ultimate keto coffee. It contains the ketogenic MCT, which that's what I was talking about. Helps you achieve and simulate that ketosis process naturally. It helps control cravings, increases your metabolism, and improves cognitive performance, burns fat, and sustains your energy. And a lot of that stuff is achievable through other means like exercise or dieting. But this is also a nice way, and maybe probably the easiest way. Like I said, dieting and working out are difficult things, and I'd still recommend you to do those things if you're trying to lose weight. But this is nice, right? Cravings especially. When you first start a diet, you're going to feel the cravings because you're cutting your calories down. Your body's used to eating so much food. So by this helping you with two big ones, the cravings, being able to suppress that so that you don't feel the need to go out and break your diet, and the metabolism. Of course, for those who don't know, metabolism is how fast your body can break down food and use that as energy, right? To increase that metabolism is just going to mean that you're not going to be putting on extra weight from the stored food because you can't break it down. That's what people say, I have a really high metabolism. They can eat a burger and then immediately their body can convert that into energy and they don't ever gain a pound. That's what they're talking about. And all of that stuff is relevant and important. Again, this is something that I talked about, but I want to mention it again. The stuff that's in these is always relevant to what they're advertising, right? Keto and fat burning blend, MCT, those kinds of things, that's relevant to fat burning. That's relevant to keto. That's relevant to helping you get to where you need to be. And they're not throwing things in there recklessly. They're also not throwing stuff that doesn't belong. There's stuff that's inside the coffees, whether it's the beauty blend or the Holy Moo. that stuff does have legitimate reason, background, and purposes for what they're advertising, which is nice to know. So, like I said, it goes back to transparency. How many people, how many products can you say are fully transparent with you, the consumer? How many? I can't name that many, to be honest with you. And it's nice to see products that will include, information on all sides to inform you, the person who's drinking that product, of what it is you're drinking and how it helps you. And then if you do a little bit of research on the side, or in my case, I know a little bit about the fitness side of stuff, you can already kind of tell by what they're putting on the box that it's not BS. It's legit, which is very nice to see. So that's the Skinny Moo, and I can put that back, and we'll cover the. Wow, it's so crazy when you're on camera. Sometimes to me this is this way. To me that's this way. Sorry, that was such a off-topic thing. But anyway, we then have the Beauty Moo, the collagen skin blend, which has rose collagen, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin C. And oh no, we covered this. I apologize. Oof. Sorry guys, I have to open a window now. Little hot in here, too hot. But the last one, this is one that we tried today, my friends and girls, friends and guys and girls, the Holy Moo, Brain and Focus blend. This is probably the most interesting one as well, because we spoke about earlier, why do you drink coffee? You drink coffee typically in the morning to help you wake up, but this is added benefits. So the Holy Moo, Brain and Focus Enhancer. Lion's mane, which if you don't know what lion's mane is, it's okay, I looked it up. It's like a mushroom, naturally found. Interesting that they put mushroom in it. But lion's mane does actually help with, what they say here, supports memory, focus, and clarity. You then have Huperzine A, supports cognitive function, and B vitamins, supports nervous system and brain cell function, right? Again, it's nice that they are including what's in the product, along with what the product, ingredients do for you. And they make a nice blend and they put it all together, which is ingenious in my mind. It's very nice to see, like I mentioned. Again, we're almost nearly out of the coffee. We will finish the coffee on stream. I think that every time we do this, I'll have a little cup in the morning, or maybe in the mid-afternoon. In my culture, from where I'm from Bosnia, coffee is a big thing. We haven't quite made it to nitro coffee yet in Bosnia. It's kind of not a thing over there. It's a third world country, so I don't expect them to have nitro coffee for a long time, but maybe True Moo will go to the third world Bosnia. This would blow their mind, honestly, if they knew what this stuff was. But in most places, nitro coffee has made its mark. The point that I'm trying to make, you guys, is no matter which coffee you end up going with, whether it's the Skinny, whether it's the Beauty, whether it's the Focus, they're all useful in their own right, of course. And we talked about earlier, one last recap, the transparency of everybody. But you might be asking me some final questions that maybe are on your mind, right? I don't know which one to buy. That's perfectly fine. I'll swap this one out. They have a trifecta pack, right? The trifecta pack comes with all three of them. The Focus, the Skinny, and the Beauty. It comes with all three, and you can get 4 vials for each. And that's enough time to give you an idea of if these products are working well with you, and of course, if you like them. And this is probably the one I recommend first, the trifecta pack. We also did speak about a little bit in terms of scientifically, how much time would you need for, let's say, the Focus blend to work. This one, you probably only need 1 vial. Perhaps the Beauty one, or maybe the Skinny one, you might need a whole 12 pack. So the Skinny blend and the Beauty blend, I would probably recommend getting the full packs. There's a pretty good chance that they're both going to work for you because of 2 reasons. The products that they put inside of it are legitimate. They don't take a lot of time to work. But the other reason is things like MCT, your body already helps use ketosis. It can naturally get to ketosis already. So think of it like, it's not the fact that you need 12 vials to help you get there. It's more the fact that 1 vial can help push you into that zone. So once you have 1, you probably want to get the other 11 to understand the full effects of it. And that's what I recommend for each of them. If nothing else, like I said, take advantage of the coupon. It's $3 off. That puts it $27. Pick up 1 or pick up all of them. Give them a try and then see how you feel. Maybe you try this one for 1 week, and then the Skinny blend another week, and then the Beauty collagen in your last week. Oh, this looks nice, huh? This looks really, we'll do like a little curve there. I look like a head. Hello. Sorry. But anyway, like I said, try the blends out. See kind of how you feel. Okay, I think I like that a little bit better. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, try them all out. See how you guys feel about each of them. You'll definitely feel the effects. I just took the TrueMoo and I feel like I'm more focused, but I feel like that also might be because I'm streaming and I feel like I'm really in the zone right now. But that could be probably the effects of that. I have no idea. This is my first time trying it. That's why I'm saying pick up one individual box, you know, at a time. So pick maybe the Skinny Blend up and then track your weight, track your goals. Make sure that you're doing the other things to supplement it. But tell me how you feel, see how it goes, and if you like it, there's always going to be more of them, which is very, 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 very nice. With that, boys and girls, with the allergies out of the way, I'm telling you, they need to make an allergy pack next. That is something that I would buy up in bulk. Nobody else would get a chance to buy it if they made an allergy one. I think allergies are very annoying. But anyway, with that, my friends, we're going to finish this coffee. This is hopefully going to be the first of many. This is going to be a tradition on the channel. We're going to make a coffee. We're going to finish it during the duration of the stream. So let's go ahead and down this last little sip. I like that a lot, honestly. I'm not saying it just to say it. I do really like it. And I think it's maybe because I've added a little bit of stuff in it. But like I said in the beginning, guys, I think I would have been drinking it without the creamer. To me, it just feels second nature that I have to have the creamer. But that is a good coffee. And this is perfect for me. I love nitrogen coffee in general. And this is good. Anyway, we have finished the coffee, boys and girls. One last time, let me go over each of the products individually, do a small showcase, and then we are going to be out for the day so that everybody can start their day right. We'll give a little bit of spotlight for everyone. Like I said, one last time, guys, there is 4 products that we are currently selling, right? The Beauty Moo, which is helping you guys with your skin, with your nails, with teeth, those kind of things. It's going to help keep those skin and nails healthy, your hair, those kind of things that are important. The beauty side of the world very much helps with all of this stuff. Like I said, rose collagen, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, all natural, and of course they do help quite a bit. That is the Beauty Moo right there. The one that I tried today, the Holy Moo, helps with brain focus, cognitive function. Again, reading through the side of the label, lion's mane supports memory, focus, and clarity. Huperzine A supports cognitive function. And of course, the B vitamins, which you can find B vitamins anywhere, supports nervous system and brain cell function. That's the Holy Moo. Currently my favorite flavor. I've only tried 2, but that's currently my favorite. Next time we'll try one of the Skinny Moo or the collagen burning one. The Skinny Moo, keto and fat burning, once again, on the side of the box. Skinny Moo is your ultimate keto coffee. It contains the ketogenic MCT, which we spoke about earlier, is a naturally found chemical process that occurs in your body, helps control cravings, increases your metabolism, improves cognitive performance, burns fat, and sustains energy. Useful tip, also something that maybe a lot of folks out there are looking for, but they don't know how to start the process, whatever it might be. Oh, this helps with that. And finally, in case you're not sure as to which one you want to try, there is a very nice trifecta pack, which has all 3 of these. It says at the back 3x4, meaning of course you get 3 different flavors, 4 different bottles to try all of them to see which one you prefer, or maybe you like them all. Up to you. That's why you have the trifecta pack, to help you make that decision immediately. What's nice about the box, in case you're not aware, they do also list everything like I just read, the Skinny Moo, the Beauty Moo, and of course the Holy Moo. All of that is listed here. Why coffee to the Moo on the back of the box. They also have all the nutritional values, the exact how-to process on how to blend it, and then of course exactly what is included inside all 3 of them, which is very, 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 very nice, you guys. And that's it, guys. That is our entire stream for today. Looking over everything, I feel good, honestly. I feel pretty good. You might be wondering, how do I feel after drinking it? I feel like, and again, I don't know how much of this is just me on stream. I think when you're on stream, it's difficult. But I feel very good. I feel like awake, 100% awake. And I feel great. That coffee does taste very good to me. But anyway, with that being said, that is going to be today's stream. We hope to do these twice a week. And next time that we stream, there will be kind of an upcoming stream that I'll make, or we'll set something up so that you guys at home can follow along. For those who are watching this after the fact, if that's even possible, I don't actually know if you can go back and watch a stream. I think you can. If you're watching it later on, I highly recommend coming in live, next time. It's just more fun when we have a lot of people asking questions or interacting. And going forward, this is typically going to be how our stream is set up. It will maybe not always be in the morning, but it will kind of always be in this setting, with me kind of talking about the products. As I get better at this as well, this will go a lot smoother. This was my first time as well covering the products. So, you know, we had to take a little bit of extra time to cover everything. I want to make sure that you guys are well informed about this product. But it's also the fact that going on in the future, once we start building, hopefully, some audience and folks are tuning in, I would love to answer questions that you guys have about the product or about how the coffee tastes, this small stuff like that. Because that's what I'm here for at the end of the day, is to help inform you guys about what it is that you're purchasing, right? So yes, and it might just be me, but like we said, 2 days a week is where we're looking at for the start. I'm not sure when our next one will be, but as I said, we will have a small box on our channel that will tell you guys exactly when we're going to stream next, so that you guys can tune in to that and make it to the next Q&A or the next stream. And yes, with that being said, everybody, thank you for all of you who are tuning in. I think we had someone follow us. We have 4 viewers now, which is more than we've ever had before. That's because this is our first stream. That's exactly why. But yeah, with that being said, you guys, it has been your host, Ben. Thank you guys all for joining very, very much. Like I said, one last time, make sure you guys, we'll do the tower now at the end. Oh, there's a helicopter coming. The worst time for the helicopter to come. Like I said, everybody, where am I? Can you see me? We have the towers now. Anyway, guys, like I said, check out Trumo. You can find all of the links and all the products down there below. There is a $3 off coupon, so you can get that today. The Trifecta Pack is probably the one that you want to start with, but I'd recommend maybe going with one and the other. Trifecta Pack and a Holy Moo, or Trifecta Pack and the Beauty Collagen, just to give an example. It's going to be worth your time. I promise you. It's efficient, recyclable, and it tastes very, very good. With that being said, guys, thank you very much for watching the stream. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take care.